Game 1 between Superjj and Zalae is getting underway. Superjj's playoff hopes are staying alive. So already Superjj, not as surprised as he in playing control. I think he's got to do something to really keep his on even keel. And I think if he starts out this way and he can keep up a cool temper, this is the match that he's going to be poised to win. You know, if he finds himself making decisions cleanly throughout Game 1, I feel like this is a good measure for him. Where is his mindset?
Yeah, and you know what? I love that you just brought up that point, because if he wins this match, this is the kind of thing that could turn around his entire season. You know, springboard you into, you know, being more confident going forward, because frankly, he just hasn't looked that confident lately. Also, love the queue up from him. It's pretty good against a lot of Zalae's range.
Yeah, well, Zalae is playing a little bit of the same deck here, and not really a big surprise. I think this is a deck that Zalae knows is very important to the format, and he'd like to practice it a lot more. Why not test your ability against a great player?
Yeah, get in some practice. You're already queued for the playoffs. Plus, you know, if the players who are watching this, you know, when they do their homework on Zalae, when they play him in the playoffs, and they see this last match and you played a bunch of different decks, you at least open that up in their mind. You know, I'm not just going to keep playing Grim Patron every game.
Yep, I totally agree with you. All those points are very excellent. I have to admit, Superjj looks a lot better today.
Yeah, a little more focused. He's like sitting up in his chair, very close to his computer. He's not sitting back, you know.
Yeah, he's taking this one very seriously, and rightfully so. Did he just yawn?
Hey, man, this is another day at the office for him.
Maybe working a little hard lately.
Yeah, he's been putting in a lot of time. Anyone who follows Twitch, yeah, he's been putting in a lot of 8 and 9 hour streams lately.
Not only that, but I know that they have like a workout competition that was going on at the house.
They do. They have to get up. I think it's like 5 a.m. And they have to get to the gym without a car. It's 2 hours. I'm sorry, 2 hours. 2 miles away.
2 hours away.
It's 2 miles away, so you have to run to the gym, and then you have to work out. And I don't think I'm allowed to say what happens if you don't on the air, but let's just put it this way. You don't want that happening.
Yeah, these guys have been, you know, this is really a team too. A lot of camaraderie between these guys, working hard to build themselves better, not only as players, but as people in general.
Yeah, I mean, you know, something you can kind of fall into is, you know, if Hearthstone or some game is your life, just doing that, you can start to have some problems. You know, if you don't practice the right way or you're in a losing streak, it's hard to get out of your own mindset. Yeah. Sometimes you need a distraction. Sometimes you need, you know, hobbies and just some structure in your life other than the game.
I think I should hop on their gym program.
I think we both should.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you totally need it, Tannen. You're just way overweight.
Hey, that's nothing to do about weight, man. I want to be able to, you know, be part of the gun show.
You want to be jacked.
Yeah.
You got to be like Freakazoid from Counter-Strike.
I was going to say, I want to look like the Cloud9 guys with the tank tops, yeah.
Mandatory tank top uniform.
Season 2 of HPL, we're wearing tank tops.
Zalae, 10 cards in hand, but not a lot to happen here. You know, this Iron Begal kind of throwing a wrench in things.
Yeah, it's going to make this Twilight Drake a little bit smaller than it was.
Yeah, dealing an effective 8 damage it's pretty good for a 2-mana card.
You know, how does this matchup usually go in the mirror? How do you get a leg up on the competition?
That's a good question. I think this is not only one of the harder decks to play in the game, but the mirror match is also one of the hardest things to actually play with. There's so many different things that are happening. You have to weigh everything correctly. Just so much going on. Does Zalae actually just not attack here?
Yeah, I think that was Zalae not attacking. I was going to say, he just used Dark Bomb to protect his Twilight Drake.
Yeah, that was a deliberate non-attack from Zalae, so obviously very concerned with the potential of Molten Giants as this game goes on. I'm curious exactly what his plan is here, but I don't mind it. You know, when he plays it this way, this early, he's obviously got something in mind.
Yeah, whenever you see Zalae make these weird plays like not attack or not use Battle Rage, we've seen him do this with Grim Patron before, it's a calculated play.
Yeah, he's not just, oh, I forgot to attack.
Yeah. That's 2 Acidic Swamp Oozes in Superjj's deck. I know they usually play at least 1, but that's 2, and that's a pretty good card choice against Zalae most of the time.
Yeah, this one happens to be not the best, but I
agree
with it.
You don't want Swamp Ooze against the Warlock class?
Not usually. You know, 3/2 is okay, I guess, but. So I figured this is going to be a Defender of Argus turn. I didn't know exactly if he was going to couple Ancient Watcher with this, but it makes sense when you consider his hand size. You know, if he plays Defender of Argus and life taps, he ends up with 10 cards in hand, so one's going to burn. Why not just get some extra space on the board and get a 5/6 taunt out of it?
Yeah, Superjj picks himself up an 8/8 here. Zalae doesn't really have a way to answer that right now.
Yeah, looking a little bit tough, but you know, Superjj hasn't known that. He has to think about the range of cards that Zalae can have. And when he's got 8 cards in hand and he's been kind of using a bunch of utility cards, there's a pretty good chance that he's got something in his hand to deal with it. So while he has to force that out of his hand, not necessarily thrilled to play this Mountain Giant.
Cards like Siphon Soul, cards like BGH can really turn a game around in this matchup. And that is a Dr. Boom off the top for Superjj there. He's going to be able to roll right into that next turn.
Yeah, and I do like the addition of the 6 Swampus. Keep your hand size under control. And at the same time, maybe you can find a way to use this 3-2 to your benefit.
And this Mortal Coil, Zalae could have maybe, used it a little earlier if there was a Twilight Drake going on with, in conjunction with this Ironbeak Owl, but right now, not the greatest.
Yeah, I see this, I look at this turn and I just see Dr. Boom.
Yeah, I don't know how you pass it up.
This is like the macro that you write where it's like hand equals check for Dr. Boom. Yes. 7 mana equals check. Yes. Then equals play Dr. Boom. And just like as soon as you roll on your turn, it just slips out of your hand on the board.
Every time that I play this game and I get to a turn where I have 7 mana and Dr. Boom in my hand and I don't play Dr. Boom, I just feel like I did something wrong.
Yeah, I usually regret it. No Shadow Flame for Superjj though. So this Dr. Boom has potential to really, really get some work done here.
Look how similar, like this is a pure mirror match almost. Look at how similar their hands are and their board states.
Yep. Zalae continues to yawn.
You're gonna get me over here, man. About to have to get some coffee, Zalae. Come on.
These are the ones that I like to see is when both the players are playing mirror matches, but none of them have like major things to be happening. It just the board tension keeps building.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see mirror matches where it's super close in the cards. They're probably within a couple cards of each other. Probably as close as 2 to 3 cards might be different, if even that many. Because it's always fun to watch how someone navigates a game and wins when you each have the exact same cards.
This is now becoming a very interesting spot for Zalae.
Hey, Zalae, it's your turn. I don't know if you know Zalae. Hey, buddy.
He's like watching Trump or something.
He's watching Tom. He's watching the cat. If anybody's a fan of Zalae's, you know that he loves his cat.
A pretty tough turn in front of him. Do you use Shadow Flame here? I mean, it feels pretty darn good, but...
I mean, if he attacks with his Boombots to face right away against Superjj, I think that's what's happening. If he just attacks, and then does that, it's like not even a bad turn, really, right?
Mind you, he hasn't been attacking.
Yeah, he's still worried about Molten Giants, but I mean, at some point in time, you have to try to win, and Superjj's created a lot of board tension. I think he was waiting for a moment where he could really find a good spot, to fight against 8 Ace.
Wow, gets a 4 damage roll on Dr. Boom. Look at Zalae. I've never seen him react this way.
Did Zalae just YOLO? Like, honestly, he's clinched for the playoff. Did he really just be like, yeah, whatever, let's just try it, see if it works out?
That's a stretch. I don't know. He's still not attacking with Dr. Boom. These are deliberate non-attacks. Again, he's trying to play around Molten Giants here.
Look at the reaction from him.
You know what I do like about this though? Superjj obviously not happy with this outcome, but look at him right now. He's 100% focused. How do I still win this game?
Yeah, and I love seeing this from him. We've seen him deal with a lot over the last couple of weeks, and this really tests who you are as a person, your mettle as a player, and just your fortitude of how much you can take as a player, because when things aren't going your way over and over again, week after week, and you feel your season slipping away, it is so easy to get down on yourself.
Yeah.
It's so easy to just lose control and lose focus, and you're seeing Superjj, it's okay to vent for a second, but you still have a game to play. The game isn't over.
Yeah.
You're not dead.
If he had Mortal Coil, it'd be looking pretty good, but instead, likely going to have to expend a Dark Bomb here. But, Zalae hasn't been attacking. Maybe you don't have to kill these.
Yeah, I mean, is Zalae just going to continue to not attack? Maybe you can just use that against him.
So there's Hellfire. And, yep, Dark Bomb's going to follow. Not a surprise. And even going to play these 6 Swampus. Won't hold it to, give a little bit extra for the Twilight Drake. I think he's got bigger plans in mind.
Yeah, he wants to try to get, some tempo on the board and get attacking. I mean, Zalae is at 13, and he has a Ragnaros in his hand.
Yeah, that's a good point. He's getting a little bit low on life.
And we can see Zalae has a heal buy, but that's his only way to really heal right now. Superjj can start to push some damage in, clear the way with the Dark Bomb, Twilight Drake, and maybe get some of these Ragnaros shots in.
I feel like this would be a good spot, like if you were going to play Handlock versus Zalae, to have some sort of combo damage in here, because...
Just play the Malagos one?
Well, sort of, yeah, but, even something like Arcane Golem, Power Overwhelming, Faceless Manipulator, I think could be totally fine.
You mean like the really old school version?
Yeah, because he's obviously not expecting that build. Just look at the way he's played so far. Been so liberal with his life total.
Some kind of giant reach that you can do 12 to 16 damage because, generally you can't do that much in one turn.
Yeah.
All right, I can buy it. I can get behind it.
I mean, again, this guy's not going to make mistakes. This is the person I think that you're supposed to be taking risks against.
Now, on the other side of that, what happens if you don't get this mirror match? Is it just too bad to have those cards in your deck?
I think that's worth the risk, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, even if he's
at this point in your season, playing against Zalae, your season's on the line, you have to take some risks.
even if you're playing against Grim Patron Warrior, the extra reach could be a big benefit.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see that as well.
Closing the game out a lot earlier than I think they anticipate.
Speaking about closing the game out, look at this turn from Superjj.
Yeah, now he's bringing the heat. But Zalae not short on good turns.
Are we going to Ragnaros here this turn? I mean, what he could do here is he could Ironbeak Owl the Twilight Drake, attack it with the anti-kill bot, and Ragnaros if he wants.
You could also just Ragnaros and taunt it up.
Yeah, he could Ragnaros. He could taunt just the anti-kill bot too if he wants. That way, whichever one if he hits one of the minions, he has a 66% chance.
Yeah.
He has a 2 out of 3 chance to hit
I
this
wonder
minion.
if he had a Dark Bomb here, if he would ever consider like attack face, Dark Bomb face, and then drop the Rag.
I mean, the way he's played this game, it's very possible.
Yeah. I feel like it's just.
All right, so he is going to take care of the Twilight Drake here.
He's going for the coin flip.
He's going for the Gusto here. If he gets this, it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, I can tell you that even though it's 8 damage to face, he'd much rather hit that Molten Giant right now. Yeah, and you can see he's like, okay, fair. 8 damage to face, not the worst you are at 6 now.
Yeah. So now Superjj not only has to try to deal with this Ragnaros, but he has to worry about his life total now as well.
Yeah.
I mean, there are ways for these decks to burst out 6 damage. I mean, look at Zalae's hand. I'm sorry, Superjj's hand. He has a Dark Bomb. If Zalae has one plus, any other way to deal damage, you're dead.
Tough turns, man.
Yeah, you gotta believe he's going to do something about his life total.
That's what makes this matchup so beautiful too. Is that eventually the big point hits and crazy stuff starts to happen.
It feels like it's a lot of jockeying for position, and then all of a sudden, like just crazy stuff starts happening. 8-8, 8-8, 8-8, Ragnaros, kill things like. And you're just like, whoa, man, slow down. You're like, we weren't doing anything for a while.
I remember I played this matchup versus Savitz at WCA in China, and I was the first player with the Jiraxis down, and I still lost the game.
Is that normal or not normal?
Usually the first player with Jiraxis outright wins the game.
I haven't, I don't like, oh, he's going for the
yeah,
shot here to win.
I love it. And that's good enough as far as he's concerned.
Yeah, it's one of the two. 2 out of 3 were great there. But I'm the kind of person, I'm not a masochist. I don't like playing handlock on handlock mirrors. I don't want to do that to myself.
Does Zalae have cards that can close it? Does Dark Bomb close it here? Yeah, it would have. He would have 6 damage. Hellfire also would have closed it.
Yeah, he would have been able to use Defender of Argus plus, any kind of reach.
Molten Giant also is pretty darn close to closing this out as well, though. He's got Molten Giant and Shadow Flame here. He's going to take care of a Molten Giant and a Ragnaros from his opponent. These are obviously 2 major threats. He has to sacrifice one of his own, but I think he's pretty happy with that.
Yeah, he's just not gonna. He's gonna be able to attack with his Ironbeak Owl here as well, and he can even add some damage to this board if he wants. If he wants to get Superjj to 3 to make future Dark Bombs lethal, he can even Defender here, but. I don't know how much he wants to actually add to this board, or if he wants to just add Sunfury Protector after this attack.
Here's the problem that I'm seeing. If he plays Acidic Swamp Ooze and Sunfury Protector, Hellfire won't kill Superjj. It'll leave him at 1. If he plays Defender of Argus, Superjj can't Hellfire.
Yeah, I kind of like the Defender of Argus play here, but I can see why you would do this as well.
Yep. It makes better use of like sort of your weaker cards at this point. Maybe he just considers Hellfire to be a win anyway. That's a pretty darn big draw. I don't actually know if Superjj can realistically afford a life tap unless he wants to play the anti-kill bot in the same turn.
Now, if he plays the anti-kill bot, will he life tap?
Well, no, he's going to Shadow Flame instead.
Yeah, I like Shadow Flaming this turn a lot. I was going to say, I can't see him not Shadow Flaming this turn.
So the last major threat on the board goes to Superjj.
Mountain Giant drawing a little late here for Zalae.
I wonder if this is going to be enough. I mean, obviously neither of them have Big Game Hunter at this point. Obviously, none of them have Siphon Soul, I would say.
One of them they have at least one of those cards in their deck, right? They almost always have a Big Game Hunter, almost always have a Siphon Soul, and whoever draws it, I mean, if Zalae were to draw it this turn, he would just be a huge favorite.
Yep. This is going to be the risk he's willing to take. He wants to Mountain Giant, and he's got to taunt it up. So a Silence would win from Superjj.
Yeah, a lot
Big
of
Game
outs.
Hunter would win, Siphon Soul would win. There are some cards that get the job done. Hellfire's not one of them, though.
He's going to tap and look for the win here.
Got to trade this Molten Giant now. That's a not a good feeling.
Yeah, he's running out of ways to win the game, right? As well.
Well, sort of. I mean, he does have a Hellfire, so if Zalae puts himself to 3.
Yeah, if he can get him down to 3, yeah. So you may see him actually just put a bunch of his hand into play here. And just hope it's good.
And when all the Titans have cleared the way, it's the little men that come marching in. And at 13, Superjj's got to feel safe.
Well, there's the BGH,
That's
but it's
a
a little
late. Yeah.
They played a fair match. Nobody got to do, a big blowout play, which I like.
Yeah, feels bad, man.
What a way to kick the night off, huh?
I don't know if he can afford a life tap here, actually. Sludge Belcher, Defender of Argus, just looks so good right now.
Yeah, it's hard to pass up Sludge Belcher plus Defender of Argus this turn. And, I mean, you know, losing some life total here, you got to know Superjj has at least one more way to punish you with that.
Yeah, I totally agree with this play. I think it's his best one. It does get punished by Mortal Coil, but just a risk he has to take at this point.
Yeah, he's pulling pretty far ahead on the board now, though.
Yeah, I love this play from Superjj, too.
Yeah, he's going to clear this board besides leaving a slime behind, and he's going to get a Mortal Coil out of this as well.
Twilight Drake. So now they're both working on slim pickings here, but Zalae is down to 3.
Yeah, now Zalae does have an Ironbeak Owl if he wants to take care of this Twilight Drake this turn. Ooh, he might take the risk again here.
That doesn't actually win the game. He just gets, he gets an 8/8 out, but he's
Yeah.
still going to deal more damage. It does shut off life tap, but
But here's the thing, if you Ironbeak Owl and attack the Twilight Drake to kill it, you just play Big Game Hunter and hope it's good enough because you're not winning the game that way either.
I think if he's going to Ironbeak Owl, the first thing he's going to do is life tap.
This is a hard turn.
Yeah, I mean, going down to paying 2/3 of your remaining life is not a comfortable feeling. And he's going to risk it. Wow, and what a draw it was.
Yeah, he can actually get a lot of stuff done this turn now, too.
It just does not get better than that one right now.
He can anti Eelbot if he wants to use it. Yeah, I was supposed to say, I don't see how you pass up the Ironbeak Owl here.
I agree with you. Trading a 1/2 for a 4/1 when you're at 1 is a pretty good deal. Going up to 9, though.
Yeah, and this Mountain Giant, he's going to be able to play it next turn.
Still a very even game. That's also a pretty darn good draw.
There's just so much taunt.
Not going to add Sun Fury Protector. I'm a little bit surprised by that. Oh, is going to add Sun Fury Protector. There we go.
Yeah, I think you need to get all the buffs you can at this point.
Yeah, when the situation gets this tight, every single point of health and damage matters.
Zalae at another hard spot here.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be considering Big Game Hunter himself, too. Like, maybe this 10-10, you know, if you trade in this spot and then you play Big Game Hunter, or you play Mountain Giant and your opponent has Big Game Hunter, you are going to lose.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, now look what Zalae is doing here. He's counting off how many cards are left in Superjj's deck, and he's trying to figure out exactly what they are. I love this play from Zalae here.
When there's not a lot of cards left, every single factor to be accounted for matters that much more.
Yeah, he's probably counting how many are left in his own deck, too, because he knows what's left in his deck, what's missing. He knows how likely he is to draw it if he were to life tap here.
Step 1's got to be trade. You know, this 3/4 has to be dealt with. And I don't disagree with him, but he has to have a way to contest the 5/6.
Yeah, he has to get through it. Mortal Coil, not going to get it done.
Giant of his own, but it's 10 mana.
Yeah, but if he plays it next turn, Zalae will have a Big Game Hunter.
All right, so this is the big one now. Do you attack the 6/7 or do you attack the 3/4? I think he has to attack the 3/4.
Yeah, you have to attack the one that's attacking you. I mean, you're at 6. You can't allow yourself to take, you know, any more damage. You're going to have to attack this 3/4, I have to believe. God, this game is tight.
This actually might be enough for Zalae here, too. That Dark Bond pickup.
So many possibilities.
I think he's putting together the pieces right now. I mean, what draw does Superjj have that actually is, I guess, Sludge Belcher would be really bad for Zalae?
Yeah, I think he still has a Sludge Belcher left in his deck if he's playing a list similar to Zalae's. I don't know if we've seen 2 of them yet. It's been hard to keep. I mean, we've seen almost their entire decks. It's hard to remember every single card they played.
The advantage has just gone back and forth the entire time. Lotheb's coming down for sure. Just needs the body. Dark Bomb onto the 2/3. Shut off the remaining damage, and then...
Yeah, Superjj has no ways left to attack now in play. The 6/7 cannot attack.
Yeah, and I love that he's attacking the Defender of Argus here. Shut off the damage that your opponent's going to have.
Zalae's actually thinking about life tapping here, but I don't think he can.
No, it's just so dangerous. Lotheb is... It's an okay draw, but...
You just get the Mountain Giant in play. If you do, you're going to run right into this Big Game Hunter.
Yeah, that's a big problem. And if you play the Lotheb, your opponent is going to be able to run over your Ancient Watcher and then trade if he needs to and kill your threat at the same time. So he's the one with the last minion on the board. And with life totals this tight, I don't know if he can afford that.
Yeah, and you can see Superjj, he's pained to make this play. You have to believe he thinks the card is Big Game Hunter.
The pan out was just in the reverse order. If that Lothep came first before the Mountain Giant, this was a totally different game. A single point of damage will close it, but Zalae taking his time. He's counting up his outs to see what the odds are he draws a point of damage here.
Yeah. Does he have a Dark Bomb left in his deck? Does he have a Hellfire left in his deck? You know, something that actually wins the game this turn.
There's a life tap. Molten Giant's still pretty good, though.
Yeah, it's going to be a great turn from Zalae.
Can't be unhappy about that one. Yep, trade in the Mountain. Big Game Hunter, your Mountain Giant. Dome, yeah, you got one draw left.
Yeah, Superjj knows.
He's got to have
writings on the wall.
Maybe it's
here.
Arcane Golem. Anti-kill bot. So can stay, you know, at 9 life, but he doesn't have any cards left. So that's just it. Superjj gets run out of cards. Zalae, man, great sequencing from both these players, but able to come out on top. And the really big turn for me here is when he got the Molten Giant to Shadow Flame away, a Molten Giant and a Ragnaros from Superjj.